Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testing.
This year. Gonna be 40 this year. Brag.
I had a lot more gray hair than I turned 40.
Oh, I've got it.
I'd like to call the meeting in order tonight, and I'm proud to have Pastor Elliott from the Smire Methodist Church to lead us in our prayer. If everyone please stand up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, giving honor to you and to the elected officials and other city officials. I'm grateful to be here this evening. Let's bow our heads and hearts together. Oh God, we pause this evening before we take care of the temporal needs of our community to take care of the spiritual needs by focusing on you, oh Lord. We thank you for all your blessings that you have bestowed upon this community for so long, and we ask that you would continue to do so. We ask for prayers for the leaders of our community as well as our state and nation during these very divisive times that we live in.
Help us, Lord, to always be seeking common ground, to always be looking for ways that we can work together despite our differences. Lord, we ask specifically that you will be with our leaders this evening of the historic city of Lowell, that you will provide them with courage and wisdom in the decisions and discernments that they must make on behalf of the citizens of the community. We pray for all the citizens of Lowell as well, particularly the most vulnerable. We know, Lord, that there are people right now who are suffering from hunger, not enough to eat, people who are suffering from homelessness, no place to live, and many others who are suffering and struggling. We call upon your presence among them, and we know that you, Lord, ask us to be your hands and feet on this earth and to do the right things both in city government and around the community with businesses and others who are able to reach out and help those who are in the most need, particularly our children and youth. Lord, we ask that you would bless everyone who is part of this meeting, be with us in our struggles and difficulties, but more than anything, help us to remember to thank you at all times for all the many blessings that you have bestowed upon us. And we pray all these things in the name of the one who comes, and all God's children assembled said together, amen. Thank you.
I will have the pledge of allegiance. Before we get started, I just want to let folks know that Loyal's had a very important birthday, February 10th, yesterday. We became 146 years old, and I'm not much behind, about 76 years behind that. So it's an honor that the city has held together this long, and it's to our great hard work to keep it going forward, and thank y'all for it. And I just want to acknowledge the city is 146 years old. Now we go into the agenda, which is the MBK, public comments. We're having public comments.
Good evening, folks. When I first started looking into the matter of giving our wastewater treatment plant away, I'm sorry, Richard Lynch, 613 White Oak Drive. When I first started looking into the matter of giving our wastewater treatment plant away, the one thing that really struck me was how much profit the city of Lowell had made on the wastewater treatment plant in the last 5 years, $1.2 million. And why were we in such a hurry to give it away? The citizens were told that if we did not give it away to Two Rivers, we would go bankrupt because it was going to cost between $30 to $35 million to replace. We were led to believe that we were running at 60% of capacity, and we were dangerously close to a threshold set by the state, which would cost us millions to comply with. We were told that our current growth rate, we would reach 100% capacity within the next 5 years, and all of these turned out to be outright lies. As a result of keeping the plant, the citizens of Lowell will enjoy the following. We will not be borrowing $5 million to give away a $6 million asset. We will not be saddled with paying $250,000 per year to service that debt with nothing to show for it. We will not be paying for rainwater runoff in our sewer bills. We will not be at the mercy of Two Rivers to charge whatever they want for our sewer treatment. We will retain control of the sewer charges, all while producing profits. I also firmly believe that were we to partner with Two Rivers, we could have been on the hook for a great deal more financially in the event that they suffer a catastrophic loss. We will be generating revenue that can be applied against the projected $3.4 million system-wide collection system overhaul. Now, concerning his vote to give our plant away, Councilman Smith stated, "Let's have this conversation in 15 to 20 years from now." And to Councilman Smith, I would like to suggest that if we're going to deal in what-ifs, let's consider these. What if previous town councils and mayors had done the right thing and kept the maintenance up on our waste treatment plant? Would we even be having this conversation? What if we sought a $400,000 grant to do repairs and upgrades to our waste treatment plant instead of spending it on unnecessary report to decommission a plant that had not been decommissioned? What if the Two Rivers treatment plant suffered a catastrophic event that caused them to shut down? What would be the effect on all the small towns connected to the system? What if 10 to 15 years from now, scientists and biotech find a way to extract sellable methane gas from sewage? What if we were able to take our Fair Street pump station back, which could possibly cut back on our chemical cost? What if we could negotiate a deal with firms such as Stanley Environmental to take our sludge for free or possibly even pay us for it? What if the future waste treatment plant required a footprint that was less than 1/4 the size it presently used and was powered by the very waste that it processed? Now, no one can predict the future, and I don't intend to do that. It appears politicians today only want to deal in what-ifs that negatively affect the future. I'm a realist as well as an optimist. I would rather put my what-ifs into believing in good old American ingenuity and can-do spirit. And regardless of which what-ifs you choose to believe will happen, to prepare for the future, we need to weigh what is current and adjust for both negative and positive what-ifs. Now, we all know that there are no guarantees in life except that one day we will all meet our Maker. There very well may come a time when we need to invest heavily in the future expansion of our plant. And that is why I believe it is extremely important that we put 25% of all profits from our water department and our wastewater treatment plant into a long-term plan for future upgrades, expansion, or severe damage incidents. Now, I've talked with the operator and the engineer at the plant, as well as with the representative from Rural Water. This is an organization that will come in and help us evaluate what we need to do moving forward. Unlike the hundreds of thousands of dollars we have spent and wasted on needless countless consulting fees, Rural Waters will not cost us anything outside of the yearly dues that we pay. It makes you wonder, why did we not seek their help long ago? They all agree. One of the first steps our city council must do is to attack the deterioration of our collection system. This collection system, which feeds the waste treatment plant and is currently suffering from severe increases in flow to the plant during storm and heavy rains. Fixing this alone will have a tremendous impact on the wear and tear of our plant, increasing its life expectancy and decreasing future maintenance costs. I have in my possession a study that we paid for that was done in 1996, outlining at least 80 areas of concern in our collection system, along with the necessary repairs to be done as well as an estimated cost to do them. From what I gather, we've never acted on the recommendations. Our city council needs to immediately move to appropriate whatever funds are needed to commence work on repairing our collection system and starting whatever repairs and upgrades to our waste treatment plant. I would like to propose that we start by using some of the past profits from the treatment plant, $1.2 million in the last 5 years alone.
Gotcha, baby. Lori Lynch, 613 White Egg Drive. Turning my time over to Richard.
To address I would like to propose that we start by using some of the profits from the past 5 years to address our collection system and needed repairs at the plant. Just a reminder, we have millions in our bank account, much of which is a result of the profits in the past from the waste treatment plant. I would also like to suggest that the town council investigate the possibilities of acquiring the $5 million low-interest loan that was offered to us should we give our plant away to Two Rivers. These funds would go a long way in helping to upgrade and do any necessary repairs to our collection system as well as our waste treatment plant. You would think that if this loan is not available directly to us to keep, maintain, and upgrade the waste treatment plant, we need to ask why not. In addition, I've been told that we are currently looking at possibly receiving $8.2 million in funding that could be used for projects such as this. In the last few years, we've wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars on reports, studies, and consultation fees. Sadly, $588,000 was spent on a study to decommission our plant, a study that was completely unnecessary at this time because the town council has never voted to decommission that plant. We also must be vigilant in letting the council know that under no circumstances should the citizens of Lowell be told that their taxes or their waste water and sewer fees are going to go up because of the necessary repairs. Now, I want to end this night on a personal note. I would like to personally thank Councilman Robinson and Bates for doing the right thing and voting to hear from their constituents during the January 31st meeting. There's absolutely no sound reason for Councilman Chitwood's motion to cut out public comment. Furthermore, as a result of Councilman Chitwood to have me removed from the meeting, something he had absolutely no right or authority to do, I am currently weighing my options and pressing assault charges against the officers who forced me and pushed me down the hallway. I was being provoked. I know how the system works. I was being provoked. They were hoping I would turn around and assault them, and then they would arrest me for assaulting an officer. Been around a long time, young man. Regardless of what I decided to do concerning being assaulted on that date, I want to go on record that I also know my constitutional rights. And in the future, I would highly recommend that law enforcement understand and educate themselves on what they can and cannot do so that you can avoid future confrontations and charges being filed against you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other citizen have a comment tonight? Any other citizen like to speak tonight? Being none, we'll move on to the meeting. Adoption of agenda for this meeting. Need a motion to adopt the agenda unless there's any changes.
I make a motion to amend the agenda to add item 8A under closed session in accordance to General Statute 143-318.11, subsection A, item 6, to discuss personnel matters.
Have a-
And
Yeah, we got one more. 3B, we need to add that, take this off and add to the March meeting. The officer has something important come up and will not be able to attend tonight. So we'll move 3B to the March meeting. Also, 5A, unfinished business. We had a member of the LCC quit, so that would leave 2 positions open for this appointment for tonight. And there's 2, all that information's still in your packet, but there is 2 positions open instead of 1.
with that, you don't need a motion to do anything with 5A? or-
No, I'm just letting you know. Yeah,
Okay. Under that motion, I would remove 3B.
Okay. Any other changes to the agenda? Have a motion to add on to the agenda, section 8, about the personnel closed session meeting, end of the meeting, also to take off 3B. So we have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. All right, then,
Motion to adopt the agenda.
yes.
Well, let me ask you this, since it wasn't adjourned, it wasn't really adjourned since it was a quorum. No, I mean, I see it in here, motion to adjourn, but there was no longer a quorum. Does it need to be adjourned?
No, you can just address that through the minutes.
Okay.
If you feel like there's any changes that need to be made in the minutes, you can cover it that way.
Agenda has been changed, we have a motion, second is passed, to go ahead and do it. What, you gonna vote on what now?
To adopt the agenda. I just made a motion to amend the agenda.
Need a motion to adopt the agenda is changed.
I make a motion to adopt the agenda with the changes.
All right, second.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you. All right. And then the next thing is approval of the minutes from January 14th, 2025.
That's what I was talking about. I apologize, I jumped ahead.
All right.
I thought we'd already voted on the agenda.
So
I had that
with
question,
I was-
too.
I was absent, so
And I was too, so.
John, do we approve the minutes with that meeting not being adjourned?
Technically, there would still be, legally, there would still be a quorum, because when people left, when council people left, they did not ask to be excused. So there was never a vote to excuse anyone that left. So they would still be counted as a yes vote. There was a motion to adjourn made by the one remaining council member, which was Mr. Bates, and then there was no opposition. So I feel like legally, there was still a quorum, the motion to adjourn was valid, and so it does not need to. If you want to amend the minutes to kind of reflect more detail, you certainly can do that.
Now we can just leave it as written because it was affirmative, because the ones that left counted in yes votes.
Yeah.
There's really no use to change it.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for January 14th, 2025 meeting.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Unanimous, thank you. All of us here. Proclamation of recognizing the month of February as Black History Month. Thank you, sir. That says, whereas February has been designated as Black History Month, in which we pause to reflect on the contributions of the African-American community, and whereas in 1915, Harvard-trained historian Carter G. Woodson began the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History, ASNLH, initials for it, an organization dedicated to researching and promoting achievements by Black Americans and other people of African descent. Known today as the Association for the Study of African American Life and History. The group sponsored a National Negro History Week in 1926, choosing the second week of February to conclude with the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln, Frederick Douglass. Whereas in 1976, Black History Month was formally recognized by President Gerald Ford to honor, inform, and affirm the importance of Black history throughout American experience, and serves to promote cultural enrichment, ethnic pride, and self-esteem by celebrating the lives and achievements of great African Americans. And whereas Black History Month is a time for all Americans to remember the story and teaching of those who helped build our nation, took a stance against prejudice to build lives of dignity and opportunity, advanced the cause of civil rights, and strengthened families and communities. And whereas during Black History Month, all Americans are encouraged to reflect on past success and challenges of African Americans and look to the future to continue to improve society so that we live up to the ideals of freedom, equality, and justice. Now therefore, the City of Lowell Council hereby proclaim that February is honored as Black History Month and urges all citizens to join in paying tribute to the noble struggle of African Americans and encourage appropriate programs and activities that honor the significant contributions African Americans have made to our town, state, and nation. This 11th day of February 2025. We need a motion from the council about this.
Make a motion we adopt proclamation 01-2025.
Have a second.
Second.
All any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, and then the next thing is going to be the consent agenda. Any changes? There's nothing but changes to the consent agenda. We'll just adopt it, right?
Make a motion we adopt the consent agenda.
Have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Thank you. You now, unfinished business. The LCC appointment tonight. That's the two people we have on the Sergeant had their background checks and everything. I think it was Lyle Sturgis and Kathy Pippin involved, remember?
That's right.
So we need a motion to have them added to the LCC.
Make a motion that we appoint Mr. Sturgis and Ms. Pilkington to the LCC.
Have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Unanimous. The next thing is the Gaston 250 presentation. If you would, ma'am, state your name for us, please.
I'm Angela Cunningham, I'm the Webmaster Social Media Manager for Gaston County Government. Thank you all for having me here this evening, and I'd like to first wish you guys a happy anniversary. We recognized you guys on social media the other day, and so that's kind of timely because I want to take a few minutes tonight to talk to you about America 250, and in particular, the way those celebrations are going to take place here in Gaston County. So coming up next year, and you guys all should have your packet there in front of you. But coming up next year, the United States is going to be celebrating their 250th anniversary. And at the federal level, they did start this initiative, and they have encouraged counties and cities and states all across the nation to join together to celebrate this important event. Gaston County was one of the first North Carolina counties to form a committee. And we have received about $10,000 in our first round of grants from the North Carolina Department of Natural and Cultural Resources. Next slide is who is doing the work. We have formed a committee. There is a Gaston County 250 committee. Currently, we have about 40-plus members. There are representatives on that committee from multiple historical groups from pretty much all of the municipalities. That is headed by Jane Kaler. She is the Gaston County Public Library Supervisor for Genealogy and Local History. She has done an excellent job of leading us. We have 6 subcommittees that include marketing, research, grants, budgeting, events, outreach, and education. On your next sheet, you do have an example of what the logo looks like. We did have to go through an approval process through the North Carolina Department of Natural and Cultural Resources for that. We got that approval back in September of last year. We also have launched a website, which you can find at gastongov.com/America250Gaston. I also have some things to hand out to you when I'm done. That'll have a QR code that will take you directly to that website, so you don't have to remember that. The website was launched also, I believe, in October of last year. Right now, it's kind of sparse because we're at the beginning of this project, but keep checking back there as we move to the future. We've got lots of events that are going to be coming up, podcast series, video series, and you'll be able to find all of that at the website. With that grant money that we've received, we have already printed some educational materials. We have some bookmarks, brochures, some branded items, some stickers, just some things that we've been using, magnets, pens, to get the word out, to get people excited and interested about what's going on. Looking to the future, as I just mentioned, you can expect to see some videos that are highlighting the key historical events that are significant to Gaston County. Most recently, this is not in your pamphlet, but Gaston County Museum of Art and History has started a fireside chat history. They did the first one back in January. I attended that. It was an excellent presentation by Kent Hester, and he basically did a history of Gaston County, literally covering thousands of years, starting back from when Pangea occurred and all the continents were together, and just a very, very 60-minute history of that. That video was actually made available today. You can find that on the website, so that was really fun and really neat. The next in that series is coming up actually this Thursday night. That one's going to be on World War II as it relates to Gaston County. And then coming up on March the 13th, they are going to have one on historic preservation. So those are some great events that tie back into 250 and what's going on. Also coming up, we're going to have some other information about events, and we'll be visiting different festivals and community things to hand out information. We did some back over the holidays, just where we interacted with people, talked to them about the anniversary, had a fun little quiz that we did with them. It was somewhat humorous and somewhat disappointing at the same time to learn exactly how much people do and do not know about our national history and about Gaston County history. We are scrolling, lost my place. We are making presentations just like this one at all of the municipalities. I think we've covered about half of them now. And just wanting you guys to get involved with us too, to let us know what you have going on, if there's anything that you would want to contribute, or important historical events that are specific to your municipality that we can share and add this information. Mostly, we're also working with local nonprofits, and we're applying for some more funding for that. That is pretty much it for my presentation. Again, if you guys have any ideas, any events, anything going on that would contribute to this, please reach out and let us know, and I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any. And again, I've got a few little things I'd like to hand out to you.
Thank you.
What kind of time frame do you need to feedback as far as?
Really any, yeah. Just, like I said, we are very, very early in the process.
Okay.
This bookmark that I'll hand out to you, it does have a little QR code on there, and that'll take you directly to the website and some contact information as well. So let's see, I think I've got that for each one of you. Should have put these together in packets.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure having you here tonight.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you for the information.
We'll leave one for somebody not here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Next item, gonna be the city manager's report.
Yeah, just a couple items just to go over. I had sent everybody an email last week about the applicants that had put in. I had reached out to a few of them. We did have some responses back that they would be interested in still coming to talk to y'all. We just kind of need some direction from y'all. Would y'all like to have them in March, at the March meeting?
Did you say which, I don't remember in the email, but did you
I
tell us which ones?
I did not, I did not put the names of the ones in there. It was the candidates that y'all sent. We can discuss that later, about the names for that. The second part of that email I put in there about the Harold Rankin schematic drawings. They are requesting that we give them some input and feedback on those drawings. If that is something that we, from the drawings they have provided, if that's what looks good to the council, if things need to be added, removed, any of those kinds of things, just give me some feedback on that so I can pass that along. Another email that I sent out today regarding the Carolina Thread Trail meeting. If anybody would like to attend, just please let me know. And last, just want to remind you about the budget retreat meeting on the 27th at 12 o'clock.
27th of March.
Yes, that's a Thursday,
March or February?
February.
February, I'm sorry.
If nobody's available for the Thread Trail meeting, I'll be more than happy to go to represent.
Okay.
That was on Monday,
March.
it was on Monday.
Yeah, it's around, I think, 6,
Okay.
7 o'clock, yeah. All right, that's all I have.
Mr. Attorney, you have anything?
Not tonight.
Okay. Shane?
No, I don't have anything other than I was just gonna ask Tyler to follow up. I know you probably don't have this, but the gentleman that was in, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 meetings ago from the church over in Oakland that was having the
Yes.
sewer issue.
Yes.
Have we just?
I talked with the actual pastor over there, Joby, and they're kind of unsure kind of what the real issue lies there. They have had a plumber out to kind of look at their thing, and they put a check valve in there. They don't know if the check valve is messing up on their end or if it's coming from our end, but so far, no other issues.
Okay. Yeah, that's
But I have talked to the actual pastor there.
That's all I have.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, just a couple of things. Where we have these special presentations for the employees/citizens, that's my idea, and I just want to see how y'all feel about it. Instead of having these at every meeting or every other meeting, maybe move them to the recreation center and do them like maybe twice a year, maybe in the springtime and maybe once in the fall. That way it can be advertised to the citizens and be more room for family and stuff if they wanted to attend, and citizens could attend. And that way it wouldn't take up time out of the actual business of the meetings here. And the second thing I got, Carl Rollins, which is retired public works guy, he reached out to me here a while back and had a request that Lowell put a retirement plaque up in the hallway of City Hall here with names of all the employees on it that has retired from the city. I don't know how far back we could go as far as records to get that, but if that's something, Tyler, that you can check in on and let us know.
Do you have a time frame about how far you have?
I mean, I know we could probably go back to 2003, just off of memory.
Okay.
Of the ones that have retired before, prior to that, I have no idea.
Okay.
And I don't know
And what-
if you could go back in the state system to, I don't know how far they would go back keeping records
Okay.
on the retirees. But Carl would like to see that done, and if we can make that happen, do like a little presentation unveiling of the plaque with the employees, retired employees, and some of their family members. And maybe have some snacks and refreshments so everybody just kind of fellowship.
I think that's a good idea if you do like the I guess, the third Thursday in April for the retirement thing, and then like they do the fall for all the people I've got in mind, and to give recognition that's, served on the board, different things in the city, different, first time, last time, whatever. Do that in the fall, and maybe have this in the spring and April, like the third Thursday, Scott, maybe something like that. That would give you plenty of time to advertise and get the plaques made.
Well, it would just be one plaque, one big plaque with
Okay,
with
their
name
names,
tags
that's
on
fine,
it.
that's good.
But it may take staff a while to get that information.
If you want to reverse it, then we'll do the ones that we want to recognize for the, our first people that served on council at different times and things like that. I was speaking about before, Dr. Larry, people that made a big contribution to our town. Let's do that, and then that's fine to do it down at the Old Boys and Girls Club, and do it on the third Thursday, and that gives me plenty of time to get with all the stuff we need to get made, the plaques and all the stuff that I want to have done before that. So we'll do that in the third Thursday in April. We just need to set a time and vote on it, if that's feasible with the whole council.
I personally say we let them do a little research, get the name, get a list, kind of see where we're going with it. Then at that point, we set a time frame.
Well, I'm working on, I got about 7, 8, I think we're going to be like 12 total, but just getting all the stuff together is hard to do. But we're working on it. If any council member has any recommendations, anyone they want to recognize, just let me know, and I'll do it. I don't know. We got to do something sooner or later. That's a good idea, Scott, just have it there rather than have it at City Hall when we have a council meeting with all the disruption stuff we have here. So what is that going to be put into a motion, or what do you want?
I mean, I just brought it up for discussion. I mean, if I need to make a motion, I will.
What do you think?
I don't think you need a motion, you can just give direction to the manager, like Mr. Robinson said, come back to us with the information, and then you all can put that into a motion as to when you want to schedule something for them.
And if anyone has any recommendations, what I'm speaking about, recognizing the citizens and the people that serve on the council and things like that, old heads that have been here for a long time, that I want to recognize and put a lot of effort into our town, that wouldn't be where we are without them. Old police chiefs, just different people that's made a big contribution to our town. But and anyone has any recommendations, please let me know. We need to set a time sooner or later is when we're going to do both of these events. If you want to wait till next year to do the retirees or whatever, that's up to the council to do it all.
And I would like to
Do it this year.
try to get something going with the plaque this year, the retirees, because Carl actually brought this up last year, and it was brought to previous city manager, but it kind of went stale at that point, so.
Y'all figure out what dates you want to use, and that's fine with me, but I think, what about the third Thursday in May for what I want to do, and maybe October for the ones.
Well, I mean, I think Tyler needs to get with Andre and just make sure that the recreation
Yeah,
centers.
Get all the names from the state, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think he's talking about,
He's talking about something totally different than what Bates is
Yeah.
talking about.
he's talking about recognizing like previous council and anybody outside the retirement plan. So it's something he's wanting to do on that part, but I think,
And what dates are you thinking?
The
I'm just checking, I'll get back.
third Thursday in May will be fine. It gives us enough time. I got about 8 of them done, I'd like 4 more, but if y'all have any additional, just let me know. We'll put them on there as well.
Okay.
because I'm sure you had to check with Andre
That's what I
to
mean,
make
yeah.
sure she don't have any events or anything scheduled.
Trying to get history on people's stuff. A lot of the families, they don't have families, and it's difficult, but they have distant family. But anyway, is that okay with third Thursday in May of doing that?
I'm gonna check and then I'll get.
Oh, that's right. Well, then we can vote on it next month.
That's fine.
All right. You have anything else, Scott?
That's all I have.
Okay. Do you have anything, Mr. Smith?
Skip Chitwood.
Going
I'm gonna
in.
do this. I do want to talk briefly on the $8.2 million grant. I've talked with some representatives from the state. City of Belmont received $9.7 million, or were granted. I don't know if they've used it yet. Cramerton got $970,000. Dallas got $1.9 million. City of Gastonia $23.2. Lowell received the $8.2. This is just locally around us. Mount Holly got 9.7, Rambler received 4.8. I believe that's all that's around us. Talking with the state, it was mentioned that you had made a comment that the city would run off of city money and didn't need state money. I don't agree with that. The city needs that $8.2 million, especially taking on the wastewater treatment plant.
Has that
And
already been authorized, and we received the 8.2 million?
we're working on everything right now. It has not been authorized. But
That's what I
I'm
also
just-
stated that it'd be, you know, good if we can, but I just don't see it happening with all the money going to western North Carolina and the money's.
this conversation happened back
Not a
in
year.
November. So I'm just saying,
But they're
we
not
don't
committed.
need to, we just
If they were
don't go
committed,
to our
they-
state leaders and tell them we
I
don't
didn't- I'm
want
not
their
going to
money.
that one. About
I've
that,
heard different, and
Okay.
I'm just
You tell me what state leader I talked to.
I know who you've talked to, and
Who?
I don't want to
I
name
wanna
any
know
names,
who.
but I'll let you know.
I haven't talked to no one from the state, no one. I talked to the
I
county.
can
yes.
tell you that you're lying, and I'm
What the
sorry.
hell is wrong with you? I'm not lying. I just
There's
told you,
nothing
I
wrong
have
with
not
me.
talked to no one about no grant. And like I told you.
You have
all
never
the
mentioned
council-
to anybody representing the state that
sure.
Lowell does not want grant
I
money.
have never mentioned that.
You've never mentioned that. Okay.
Okay. You tell me who it was, I'll go with you.
I'll
to it.
tell you.
Let's
I'll
go.
tell you
I'll
after
go with
we-
you and him both together, whoever you're talking to.
I will too.
Because
I'm
here's the
just saying.
biggest issue is this. There's no way you're gonna get $8.2 million, Travis. And that's the whole truth and nothing but the truth. But why do you have to revolve around getting federal money? And it's like, right now, we're in the middle, this whole country's in a shutdown trying to save money. And the state of North Carolina's got all this money going to western North Carolina that really needs to be spent up there. And for you to step back and think you're gonna get $8.2 million is a farce. That is a farce. You're not gonna get it. And that's why you can't depend on federal money. We need to depend on the backbones of what we have right here. What we have, we got $10 million in the bank. And what do we need $8.2 million for? You tell me what we need it for.
I'm sure we could spend 8.2 really quick on water and sewer funds. That was set aside simply for water sewer.
That's not, that's $8.2 million. And where's the check?
We're working on that. Tyler's been working with the state.
If you give me the check, we'll take it.
Tyler's worked with the state. I've been talking with the representatives, and I'm not here to argue. I'm just saying I don't think it's good. And I think, yes, Lowell could take any money you can get from the state. And I have been told that that money is set aside for Lowell, and we will get that money, and I'll accept your apology when we do so.
Yeah, when you get the money, I'll apologize. I'll stand in front of the whole council and say, hey, man, I apologize. You got us $8.2 million, but it ain't gonna happen.
I'm not arguing either way. You realize that's not coming from the Fed, it's coming from the state.
State, yes, sir.
Yeah, because you just said Fed. I just want to make sure you clarify
Coming
that.
from the state.
Right,
I
well, you
said
just
the federal government is trying to crack down and save the country money.
Right, this is
And
the
as
state.
well as our people here in North Carolina should be following suit as
I'm not
well.
arguing with you, Larry. Okay, you don't get loud. I'm just saying, I'm just stating the fact that it's coming from the state. You said from the feds. So, and just my opinion, I mean, reading that paperwork that actually only it's going to be like 8 million and some odd dollars because there's a 200 and some odd $1,000 administrative fee, the way I'm understanding it. And the way I was understanding it, that the aid from, what's his name? Torbett stated that the funds is still there. It's a direct, once we start deciding on where it's going to go, we send them the money. We're not going to get the check itself. We're going to spend so many thousands and thousands of dollars on this project. We send that, let them know that that's coming, they're going to send us the money. Am I in the wrong? Am I right?
That's right, yeah, so
Okay.
we'll be ready.
So you're not going to foresee that money, that $8 million money in a bank account, in the state, in the city of Lowell.
Yeah, from my understanding is when we do the projects, we'll be reimbursed from the state.
Okay.
What project are you speaking about?
That's what
We
we're
have to
discussing.
Listen, this is the whole thing about it. You know, you can go out here and advertise, tell these people they're gonna get this and that and other. Just like that guy running for election told you he's gonna get money for a lift station on Lynn Street. Where's the money? What you gotta deal in is reality. What money do you have, and how can you operate the city within the money that you have? You can't smoke and mirrors. It sounds good, it looks good. All this money we've taken in, all this grant money, what has it gotten us? What has it gotten us?
I believe we've gotten a lot done.
You
and
got
we're
a church
still working on
parking
things.
lot, you got a church parking lot, you got a Boys and Girls Club, there's a Boys and Girls Club. And the chemical plant up there, the $2 million we blew on that is totally as wrong. And that's why you're not gonna get any money, because once they come, listen, all this stuff is gonna be audited. I've got it here tonight when it comes my time, to what's gonna be audited. That's what's wrong with the city. We need an audit like you've never seen before. And that's what this whole council, well, the new board members had already made the statement, we need an audit. And we still need an audit. And when you go out here and you send the budget, the audit, without coming before the council and voting on it and going down to Kendra, and it's not, that's not the way it works. The lady has to come in here and present the budget, the audit to us, so we can vote on it.
Mayor, Mr. Smith, are you done?
No, I wasn't.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
The other thing, Grove Street, Tyler, the house that was tore down, do you know what's going there? Do we know yet, or is it?
The one, I think it's Bridge Street and Grove Street.
Yeah, right there on the corner.
They're gonna rebuild.
Just one house?
I don't think they're gonna try to get 3 in there.
3 in there? Okay, I've been hearing different things, I was just curious. And I have nothing else, just thank the citizens, police department, y'all been busy as usual. I'd like to thank fire department, the city workers and city admins. And that's all I have.
Mr. Chidwell.
Tyler, I was just sitting here trying to find that email about the park.
Yeah.
I can't find it. Would you resend it to me?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
basically all I have.
Yeah, well,
Yes, I don't remember.
I attached it with the agenda packet,
Which
But I-
agenda?
this one.
Oh, okay.
But I'll resend, it's not an issue.
You have anything else, Mr. Chidwell?
No, I'm good.
All right, this is the thing I want to talk about, is the fact that, we're, at this council is, we represent the whole town. I'm mayor, help there, and every way I can. But whenever we get an audit that we didn't even vote on last year, is already in Raleigh. How does that happen, Tyler? Without the council voting on it?
It goes to the LGC approves it, then the audit firm comes in, presents it to the board, and then if the board chooses to audit it, that chooses to approve it, then it's approved to the board. But as long as it gets approved by the LGC, it satisfies the requirements.
That's not the way it works. And you know it's not the way it works. We have an auditor that takes care of our business here, Butler and Stowe. And Sheila comes to this podium and she has all the budget in front of us, all the audit and everything. And then the council votes it up or down. That's the way it's supposed to work. It's not supposed to go to the LGC and then come back here. That's not the way it works. Mr. Attorney, am I right?
I think it's always worked the way that they're doing it now. That's how it's been since I've been here, but I'd be happy to look at it and look at the regulations.
No one voted on it last year because we were in discussion about having an audit and never did get the audit. That's why it never got voted on last year. But it's already gone. This 23-24 budget audit is already gone to the local government commission, Kendra says. And there's not even been, we didn't even have privy to look at it. I've asked and asked and asked. You said everything's here, Larry. You can get it. And we should be able to get to see where the money is gone. And that's the most important thing. We govern the money. We govern for the citizens. We don't govern for ourselves. We answer to the public. And that's why I think it's so important that we have it. And we should have held our guns and had a major audit because we know things are not right. There's not a council member sitting here who can say everything's right for the last 5 or 6 years. Not one.
Nothing
If they
that's
tell the
been
truth.
wrong on audits in the past 5 or 6
Well,
years.
that's your opinion. But I'm talking about
No, it's a
the money.
fact.
No,
The
it's not
audit
a
wouldn't be
fact. It's
approved
not.
if there was something wrong with the audit.
You approved the council approves the audit. That's all that gets
No,
approved.
LGC
As far as
approves it.
having an audit come in to check our audits, to check where the money's gone. And let me ask you something. You look at all this grant money we got, and look at all the admin money we spent. $2 million to repair a chemical plant up there is a farce. It's terrible. And that's why Torbert's not gonna get any more money. And that's why the state's not gonna issue any more money, because of the waste. What do you have? You got an old building up there with graffiti on it. And you tell me that's great. That's not great. What's great is when you do something that puts something back into the city, it brings money. That's what should have happened, not trying to have the farce of telling people that you're gonna build a public works department. It takes millions of dollars to do what you want to do. We don't have that kind of money. And why would you even think of it? If you get grant money, but you don't have any grant money, other than what you've already spent. It's been wasted, and all the admin fees that we paid, we'd already spent $200,000 at the ballpark. We hadn't got one brick in the ground. Correct? Admin money, correct?
That's what they're doing,
I'm talking about we spent money and not one brick in the ground, out of $1 million grant.
Well, there has to be money for it in order for it to get built.
How many years has this been going on?
2 years.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And you think the state of North Carolina, listen, it's a different world. It's a different world, President Trump. It's a different world. Money's gonna be looked at high, low, round and round like a merry-go-round, and it should be. And it's like this, here's the thing that really stands out. The coronavirus, and this is, I guess she's already sent you a report down at the local government commission. Coronavirus State Local Physical Recovery Fund is being audited by the feds. Have you have privy to that?
There was no issue with that. No, I know what you have on your paper. What it was they were 2 forms were sent in. They wanted it consolidated down to 1 form.
Nevertheless, it's still gonna be audited by the feds.
That's fine.
And that's why these businesses are going out of business, these restaurants and things, because they're getting audited for all this money that they got them for having employees and things like that. And all these employees that we had up here under ARPA money, that whenever this council took office, and we knew that we didn't have the money, you know, and we had the money in the budget, but we were not going to be obligated by something from ARPA. And that's why it looked like a Walmart parking lot, people leaving with stuff under their arm, because, you know, it's just atrocious to kind of put people over a barrel and just keep spending money that you don't have. And getting back to your deal that you put on the Facebook the other day, you sent us about what I asked you about was where you can come up with giving, holding someone hostage for $10,000 in lieu of a sidewalk. That's what I asked you for. But you sent out this thing about it doesn't say anything about the $10,000. And you go out here on Moose Street, one of the worst streets in Lowell, let them build 6 houses, don't put no curb and gutter or sidewalk in them. And that's, we got to slow down and use our head. We don't need 6 houses on one lot no more, because we don't even get a report. We don't get a report from the zoning board. We don't get no minutes from the zoning board. Why is that? Where's the minutes from the zoning board?
There's no meet. This doesn't have to go to the zoning board, Larry.
I didn't say that. I want the minutes from the zoning board. They meet, when do they meet?
If there's nothing to discuss, we wouldn't have any.
But they have not had no meetings from the zoning board since we've been elected.
Yeah.
Well, where are the minutes?
They'd be online when
I believe theirs are recorded just like ours.
It needs to be brought to the council to where we can vote on and accept their minutes like we used to. I don't know, maybe your government's been changed, but the way the government used to operate, when you had minutes, you brought them to the council, and the council approved them. What's wrong with that, Mr. Attorney?
The zoning board would approve its own minutes. I mean, it's
With
appointed
the
by the
council does not have to approve the minutes, we make changes in subdivisions, things like that, the council would never have to approve it.
If the zoning ordinance requires a matter to go to council for approval for a subdivision, then it will come.
Let me ask
but
you
the-
this, where did this approval come from, that you can tell a bank out here that they have to give you $10,000 or either put the sidewalks in? Now, where is that, Mr. Attorney?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He does.
He's referring to where Skylar Credit Union put their bank, where they redid the old BB&T
Remodel.
Truist Bank, yes. In our ordinance, it says that if you do new commercial.
Let that train get.
So, he's referring to Skylar Credit Union, the bank where it's the old Truist. So, sidewalks would be required in new development, expansions, or improvements of existing development. And any new commercial development, existing commercial development, improvements to existing commercial development. Those are all things that are required, and in the that's all in the ordinance. And what happens and how that number is figured is the engineering firm that's overseeing it. We have them do a cost analysis for us that would show how much it would cost if the company elected to put the sidewalks in. They give us that breakdown, and then it's up to 125%. The cost would add up to that, and that's where he's getting this $10,000 from.
I want to know where it's at.
But it varies from project to project. So it's not just one flat fee of $10,000.
So is it payment in lieu?
It's a pay. That's right. It's a payment in lieu.
So in other words, they can make that payment.
Yes, or put
instead of putting the sidewalk.
That's
in,
correct.
The city puts it in the general fund. for
That's
use on
yes.
several
Repairs. That's
projects.
what I've explained to him. But he
And
thinks
that's based on the zoning board.
that's correct. And I've explained that, but
Okay.
I haven't seen it, I asked you to put it up, all the council members to tell us where it's in the minutes.
I
or
sent,
whatever.
I forwarded you, I put out all the
It
information
doesn't
in
say
there.
that you can charge in lieu of nothing. Where does it say that in there?
It's in,
Read it to me, I didn't see it. I don't see how you can hold someone hostage to tell them, listen, you're on a state road, and you want to go out there and tell them that you're going to govern them to put a sidewalk that's going to kill people on a state road. And you,
I think what he's saying is, instead of putting
Yeah.
the sidewalk in, okay, you don't have to put the sidewalk in.
but you gotta
But
go.
if you don't put the sidewalk in, you're gonna give us this amount of money.
And that's
so
what
that
the-
we can do, maybe
improvements
extend
to our
that or
sidewalks.
improve something going there or just different things. It gives them the option whether they want to put the sidewalk in
And-
or they don't have to, and they just.
There's different
pay the
amounts,
engineer.
different and different effects. It's not just,
Well,
as I
that-
said, a rule of how much it would be. I understand it, but it's just like over here on, Belt Drive. and
but
what-
that, yeah, but that's a totally different thing. That's not a sub, that's
But you're
not
telling them
a,
they have to pay you money in lieu of sidewalks, no matter what it is,
They
correct?
got the option. It ain't telling them they have
Yeah.
to do this.
Well, where's the money? I mean, where,
We have this
what
we
money is it
have,
going?
that's,
I
we
don't know.
have,
I don't
we have the
understand.
check in hand, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You're referring to Moose Street now, and then you're coming to Skylar.
I'm
What I'm,
referring to both of
I
them.
know, but what I'm saying is that's two totally separate, different projects.
Do you govern the state road?
No, we don't
You
go.
do not govern a state road, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Out here, Skylar, that's a state road, Grove Street, and Wilkinson Boulevard, and anyone in the right mind will tell you had to put a sidewalk on Wilkinson Boulevard is dreaming. Because you want to kill people, you can kill people. So I don't understand how you can say in lieu of that, where we have the right on a state road. Tell me how, I want to see in a minute how to get, where's the vote for it, I want to know.
I'm confused. Are you wanting a sidewalk or?
No, he
I
doesn't.
don't want
No,
it.
he
I think
doesn't
It's crazy
want
to even think to even bring it up. And all they did was remodel the bank. They didn't go out there and spend
There's a
twice as much
sidewalk on
money.
North Main and on South Main here, those are state roads.
North Main, where, right here?
North Main Street,
It's already been put in. You're talking about on the left-hand side, going down in front of the Boys and Girls Club?
The whole road.
right, the whole road and South Main.
And they want you to, if you build anything on North Main Street, you gotta put additional
As
sidewalks.
far as sidewalks, the sidewalks are on state roads.
And that's when we had an opportunity on Moose Street down there that enhanced the street. To have them put in the sidewalks to curb and gutter, because there's 6 houses been built there.
Those were already existing lots, and again, I've tried to explain to you
But when you
earlier.
get a permit to build, you go by the zoning, you have to give them a permit before they can go to the county and get a building permit. Whatever the laws and rules are, that's what it should be whenever you get the, permit here to get the zoning.
Okay, well, the rule, I think what I'm understanding, because you've confused me by Moose Street, State Street, Hope Street, whatever. But what I'm saying is,
We're go-
what I am understanding is they can put that sidewalk in, or they can pay $10,000.
Well, it's not a set.
Well, whatever the money amount,
That's what they're-
whatever the percentage amount is, I guess that's what he's come up with is $10,000. That's fine. So either way, so now what I'm saying, and now you're talking about Moose Street, and I'm assuming that's a residential area?
Yes.
Please tell me.
Yes.
Okay, residential is totally different from commercial, the way I'm gathering. Please tell me there if that's different. Please tell me. Is it different?
It's different.
Okay, so quit confusing the stories, because you're
I'm not
confusing the heck
confusing
out of me.
what's
No,
going
you're
on.
you're
what
merging the
he's- what he's
stories.
wanting is, he's upset that we made Skylar pay for a fee in lieu, but didn't make Moose Street.
So
But
is Moose
that-
Street got the same,
No, they
same
don't.
ordinances
Worse.
as what
It's worse.
No,
Skylar?
They don't know, they did not have to do that on Moose Street because of,
Okay.
it's an existing lot there, which would not require somebody to come in there and put the sidewalks in. And secondly, if there's not one on the opposite side of the road, if you're going down, if there's not one on the adjacent road,
Mhm.
you would not have to make it on your side. And that's all in the
So you're
ordinance.
telling me when you build a new house in Lowell, that with a unit, different strokes for different folks, whenever, that some people, they have to go out and put the sidewalks, and then you call it a subdivision because it's more than one house. But you're saying this is just the individual lots, that they come in and.
These are infill lots, yes.
Yes, sir, but they came in and built more than one house at a time.
That's
And
right.
they should have had to put the sidewalks and infrastructure, and they had plenty of land to do it, and that would enhance the street. And then it would, as we go along, as a city, some city council will have to someday vote to put sidewalks and curb and gutter on that street, because it's a mess. It is a terrible mess, just like everything we do in law, if you look at it. It's like the logs laying up there in the middle of the street. And just like we're not getting any money from the, improvement, what's it called, that you pay on your water bill every month. Have you measured that and collected that? I had to pay $6.75 for 5 years on Main Street because of the sidewalk. And we all know that those people on that road, is what you're saying, because they're allowed to put the logs, and you've got asphalt and all this drainage problem, you got to measure it and charge them per square foot. Is that not what the ordinance calls for? They own the land, they own the street. Don't they have to pay the water deal, the water runoff fee?
Residential, it's not per square foot, it's one set fee based on average from the city.
I paid $6.75 for the sidewalk. You got a whole road up there laying with logs in the middle of it you
But
can't
it is
use.
on residential.
But
I mean, it's
still,
not now.
so you're telling me they don't have to pay $6.75 for all that asphalt, or $4, whatever we
We'll
charge?
check, I'll check it, I'll look into it, see if
What's the
they're,
asphalt got to do with wastewater?
Because it's the
Oh,
water,
He's
the
talking-
runoff, stormwater
See, there we
runoff.
go, we're getting in 5 different stories.
No, we're not, we're getting one story.
I'm telling you,
It's
I'm
water
getting
runoff fee. Water runoff fee on your water bill.
Right.
And they should have to pay it too, because they own the street, they got logs laying in the middle of the street up there. And it's atrocious, we got a guy
So
down here.
I recommend we do this. I mean, right now, we've got a lot more going forward to the city as far as getting the city manager in and getting different things, but there's things in the,
That already should be taken care of.
well, I'm just saying, there's things in the zoning that I don't like. But I don't want to tackle a lot of that, but I'm saying, if you go through the zoning and say, hey, this is recommendations, I
Text
don't think we need to do text amendments that we need to do, and bring that before the council, maybe we look at that and we change it.
But the water deal on our water bill, when they go out here and they charge you for your asphalt driveway or whatever, you have to pay for it, your roof, whatever. And this guy owns the whole street up there because he got logs laying in the middle of it. He doesn't have to pay that fee. I had to pay $6 some dollars a month for a sidewalk that they said was, I didn't even look to see if it was a sidewalk. I just paid the bill. But this is money that we're losing, correct? You have to pay it. I have to pay it. Every citizen has to pay it. I understand. I don't understand how you can, it either has to be all one way or all, opposite. If you charge one, you gotta charge everyone, correct? So when will you get this figure together for us? How much it's gonna cost you?
to do what?
And they need to pay it, they need to pay it in arrears for the street, that they're.
I'll check to see,
The water
yeah.
runoff fee.
Yeah, I'll check to see if they've been paying it.
All right, another thing that I'd like to bring up, that we need to hire an assistant finance officer to help us in our process of running this city. I know that that's something that we can vote on here tonight or vote on whenever you want to vote on it, but we
That's
do
being
need to.
discussed in budget meetings.
What?
Has to
We're
be
discussing
discussed in
that
budget
in budget
meetings.
meetings.
Yeah, but
If
the
you want
way
to move
things-
back to a budget meeting, that'd
But
be
the way
fine.
things are going now, we can't get our reports or nothing else. There's something bad wrong. And also, this clock out here needs to be fixed. They're either
We've
taking
already
things-
We've
discussed
already been
that.
down that road. and you didn't
We've
want
already
to.
been discussing that, and that's in the process. What else you got to talk about, Mr. Mayor?
I want to recommend that we raise the money to fix it. What'd you say, it was $6,600?
It's around 6,000, yeah.
I'd like to go on record and make a contribution of $500 and go out and advertise to the public so we can keep our clock and fix it. And anyone that'd like to make a donation. And it would be put out there, but I want to go on record so we can get a vote on it to where it would be made public. That people want to make a contribution, they can. They're not obligated to make a contribution, but at least we can fix what, it's just an eyesore to all the public, everyone complains about it. And also, when are we gonna get the Christmas lights down? Christmas lights.
Take them down. That's on their agenda to do for this week.
Or either we're gonna be 10 months early for next Christmas, right? Anyway, I need a motion if you can, if it's okay, if we can do that, can we, Attorney? Can we raise money to fix this clock? Is that inappropriate, or?
I mean, the council can do what it wants as far, with respect to a budget or asking for it. But
I thought we,
typically, the way you would do it is ask the manager to put something on the agenda. Then you have an agenda item, the council knows
That's
it's
fine,
coming
we'll do
up,
it.
and then.
Can next month, just bring it
I
up.
thought we done discussed that we wasn't gonna spend that money.
I said voluntary, and let donations come in and fix it, $6,600.
so what if $6,600 doesn't come in, because I believe we talked about putting marquee out there, or, That's the last thing I remember us talking about.
If the council, and I can't remember if it was a motion or not, but if we discuss not paying the money, I don't feel like we need to go out here and
Ask for
ask the
money.
citizens to fix it.
I
Exactly.
mean, it belongs to the citizens of Lowell, it doesn't belong to me.
I understand
And
that,
if they
but
wanna
I
make a
don't think it's our
contribution, I don't see
place.
nothing wrong with it.
I don't think it's our place to be making motions or anything like that to.
Fix
to
that
ask.
money to fix the.
The way I remember the last conversation going is we went from fixing the clock, nobody wanted to fix the clock because there was not a guarantee on fixing it. Then we went to a marquee digital sign. Then it was brought up that we needed a part-time employee in City Hall, and we decided to squash the digital sign in order to provide that part-time employee, is what I remember from that meeting.
I remember we said we wasn't gonna fix the clock, we gonna spend the money to fix the clock. But if we can donate money and set it up for a donation to fix the clock, I don't see it, it's obligating any council member or no one else. I just don't know how we can do it without causing us to look like, I don't know what. I just think it's a good idea that at least we can save the clock and raise enough money to fix it.
I think it's a great idea to fix the clock, but, I mean, it's already been discussed and it wasn't in council's favor to fix that clock.
But if we raise the money, it's not the council, we're not spending taxpayers' money, we're just it's going out, I'll donate $500. I'll donate.
But I think you got two different situations as far as raising the money. I don't think that's council or the city's place to raise the money. That's just my opinion. I don't think
They're
it's
just
our
gonna leave
place.
an old broke clock sitting out there in duration. Is that what we should
I
do?
think we discussed all this in another meeting, Mayor.
I'm discussing tonight to make it, so we can make donations to fix it. It's not making no one uncomfortable with for contribution. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Then you go out here and ask for donations, but I, as a council member, am not gonna go out here and ask the public for
I just want
donations.
it fixed. If your council wants to vote to fix it, that's well and good. But since we're not gonna fix it, let's spend the money, raise the money and fix it ourselves. I don't see a thing wrong with that. I don't think a citizen in the world would disagree with that.
I've already made my point of, I did want the clock fixed, and then
So you
we
don't want
went
to fix it?
several different ways. No, I'm not saying I don't, I would love to see the clock
Then
fixed,
make a
but
donation.
it is a majority vote, and I respect the council's vote that they did not agree we need to spend that money, and that's the way I see it.
Go ahead. Go ahead, I'll let you speak. Go ahead. You can speak. Most of going home. I appreciate people coming to the meeting.
My name is Connie Reed Burnett. My concern is about the clock out here. And I was wondering how much would it cost for, if we could raise the money to get the clock fixed?
The cost of it was $6,600, and it was not a guarantee that it would continue to work. It could go out in 1 to 2 to 3 years again, and there would be another expense that would be, so, I mean, that's why the council didn't see fit to spend $6,600 to $7,000 on to fix something that's possibly going to go out again. That was where we talked about a marquee, a digital marquee, and then that's when it went from the marquee to, like Mr. Smith said, an additional person in the office to help.
Okay, now, how much would it cost to get a new one?
We didn't check into that because that one was supposedly donated by Miss Betty Petty's husband, or
There's a group of people that made donations on it. But it was donated over to the city, it was in honor of all the mayors. And
Well, I
it
was
should be
hoping
taken
we
care
could
of.
get it fixed, you know, different ones are gonna donate money, raise money to get it fixed. If it's,
well, as a council member, I agree with Mr. Bates. I don't feel right as a council member to ask citizens that's already paying taxes to donate to have the clock fixed, which again is not a guarantee it's going to continue to work. I mean, I kind of like what Mr. Smith says. Yeah, it would be nice to have it working, but with it not a guarantee to work for the next 15 years, 10, 15 years, that's a lot of money to spend on a guarantee it might not work or it might work.
So here, this is the way it is. It's right twice a day. So they're happy with 2 times a day, and being right twice a day. So if you have to come by and it's the right time, it's locked on that time, it's right twice a day. But what we need to do, like you said, it's nothing wrong with citizens raising the money. We care about this town. It's not, nothing to do with politics or nothing like that. I'm dead on
I
politics.
don't think nobody here said that if a citizen wanted to go out and raise the money outside of the city, that the city wouldn't accept the money to maybe fix the clock.
I'm
We're
just
just
saying
saying that we
I'd
don't.
just like to start the donations and start with $500 and
I
go
don't think
forward.
if that's what you want to do,
That's
then I
what
don't
I
see
wanna
where
do.
you need an
Well,
approval
but I
from
want
the
the
council.
citizens to know that they have an opportunity to participate.
And that's what you're doing. I mean, you're letting
But
them know.
I'm just, there's no
If
motion here.
somebody donate the money to get the clocks fixed, could you get it fixed?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
what
If-
I'd
If
gathered.
citizens got together and said, hey, we'll,
If you want to start
They
it,
come up with the amount of
Connie, if you
money
want
to
to start
fix
the
the
ball
clock,
rolling
then
with the contributions,
I'm not
I'll
opposed
let
to
you do
accepting the money
it.
to
But
fix
I'll
the
give you a
clock.
check for $500 in the morning, you can get it started and let people raise the money. The council won't have nothing to do with it, that's fine. At least we can go move forward and get it done.
Nobody.
And we ain't got no vote on it.
If I'm not mistaken, and I will go back and look at the meeting, you were totally against fixing that clock when we
With
had this
taxpayer-
last
with taxpayers'
discussion, and
money.
now you're coming
With
back and
taxpayers'
you're
money. I
crawfishing,
agree
and you're
with you,
trying to
but
look good.
I am
and it's
looking good,
just
I always look
ridiculous.
good to be 70 years old, they ain't got nothing to do with it. But I'll give you a check in the morning, Connie, if you want, whatever, you get a fund started.
And you know too, the business around here at
Yeah,
town,
but-
they probably would donate money.
Absolutely,
to help
absolutely.
you
we
get it
will.
fixed.
So we want to see things good in Lowell. We don't want to leave Christmas lights hanging up year round, we want them gone as well. We want our potholes fixed. We want this city to become a city. We got 3 broke garbage can trucks right now, borrowing one from Ranlow, but no one has any idea about it, but it's the truth. The manager hasn't sent no letters out saying, hey, everything's broke, we finally got this old truck tagged out here, this new truck we spent all that money on. But this is what's important, moving forward and taking care of the town like we should. We should be all very proud of that. You get with me in the morning and I'll help you, all right?
Ma'am, what's your last name?
Connie Burnett.
And thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. All right, and, that's all I have. Well, yeah, I have one other thing. Hold on. We got a problem here today, just came in today from Mark Stafford from DOT, stating that on Kenworthy over here, there's only gonna be one way in and out, that's on Kenworthy. There's no Main Street exit. This is from the state of North Carolina. And also, this impeded what the state really wanted to do, was put a roundabout over there. But that property got sold for a Times Turnaround convenience store. But now, there's no new Kenworthy, they haven't purchased any property over there to obtain what they want to do, to where they can cut a new road in behind the convenience store. So they're saying now that the only way in and out is gonna be on Kenworthy. This is from Mark Stafford. And I think you met with Times Turnaround in the minutes, is that true?
Yeah.
What was discussed at that?
All we talked about was where they were gonna put their, marquee sign.
And where you got trees going in down there and all the stuff that goes in all these new business and things that you're supposed to do?
Yes.
Again, that goes through planning board, I believe.
This goes through the state of North Carolina, got it today. And the only place you can go in that is on Kenworthy. Come from Mark Stafford's office. So,
This is dated August 1st, 2023. and you
yeah,
got it
that's what he sent today. To let you know that's the only way in and out is Kenworthy. He knows that. Correct? State of North Carolina's the only way in, the only way that, and they stopped them 2 or 3 times from building because they haven't gone through what they're supposed to. And they're expecting that all these new entrances and exits off of Main Street, that's not gonna work because the state of North Carolina governs that, we don't. But the people over there need to know what's happening, especially the people that own the property.
Yeah, it'll be time.
Again, if I'm correct, don't hold me to it, I believe they bought a property on up the road, they figured out they could only make a right turn out of that property because it was close to the interstate. They did not build on that property, then they moved to this property knowing all the stipulations that they were getting into to build the gas station there.
They stopped it like 3 times, and this is not gonna be,
The
It's not gonna
reason
work this way, then.
everybody's waiting on the state to decide what's gonna happen with the roundabouts and all that, that's just my personal opinion, it's gonna
Kenworthy's the
happen.
only way they can get in and out, and you can't get trucks in and out there, you can't hardly get
Well, I mean,
public. out.
again, they knew that when they.
But you need to let them know what's going on with the state, because there's a copy of it. You can talk to Mr. Stafford in the morning, I have his number if you need it.
Does the state not let the property owner know?
It's not up to the state. They've already let them know. They've already
Well, you
told them there's
just
no
said
kennel.
this-
It's up to us. It's in the city of Lowell. Any information he gets, he should let the property owner know.
You just confused me. Is the state not allowing them to go in except on Kenworth, or
That's
is
the
it
only
the
way.
city of Lowell?
No, the state.
Then the state ought to be getting
But he
in touch
just
with
met
the
with,
property
he just met
owner
with
to
the
let
property
them.
owner to go over this stuff, about to sign everything, so you wasn't informed about only
Does the
Kenworth?
state not let the property owner know
Yeah,
stipulations?
if there's any
It's
issue,
simple.
yeah, they have to go through them to get
How many
all their
times have it been
permits and stuff.
stopped already?
I have no idea.
At least 2 or 3 times. But anyway, that's the gist of that. So, that's all I have. Y'all have anything else? All right, thank you. All right, we need a motion to adjourn, I guess.
We need to go to closed
I got a
session.
motion to go to closed session, I'm sorry. Got a motion to do that?
I make a motion. For a closed session.
Have a second?
And
Pursuant to the amendment you made.
It was getting ready.
Thanks.
143, 318, 11, subsection A, item 6.
A second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Just report to whatever y'all do.
Be excused to use the restroom.